It's Friday. It's 4 o'clock. It's short fuse. And I'm back. I am back after a trip that has taken us decades into the future. A trip into the wilds. A trip where we were propositioned. We saw weird things. And that was just in Vegas, let alone the countryside. First of all, though, it is Letter of the Week, which is... Why? Why? I like the bouncing eyes you put on it, Rob. That's quite cool, actually. Why? Why are we here? Thank you very much. And a big special moment. I'm waiting for Pri to say that she's got everything ready. Okay, it's 1 year of Short Fuse. This is what... I don't know if you can hear that. Bring it over here. Bring it to the microphone. Bring it to me. That is what she calls a birthday celebration. It's shocking. Turn it off. Anyway, so 1 year. Can you believe it? And we still have the same two viewers we had at the beginning. That's Johnny's mum and my mum. Anyway, all good. Right, let's get on with what happened. So, last week, the two Tweedledummers were in charge. Actually, it was not a bad show for you two, was it? You put some effort into it. Apart from his kind of hi to his girlfriend, which Pri allowed as well, Pri. That was just wrong in all counts. But where was I? Well, I was in Vegas. Vegas, baby. There I am, look. You can see us with Corcoran. And the world's biggest tree, went to see that, General Sherman, and we mocked up the U2 look. I think that's quite good. And there's the desert salt flats. Amazing trip, amazing trip. Now, of course, you can't go to Vegas without seeing the nightlife. And there you go. There's some fountains going off in front of the Bellagio. And Vegas is crazy for the amount of nightlife and the amount of kind of power that's being used. So my question was, where on earth is all this power coming from?
That's crazy, isn't it?
And what we said is, let's go and see the Hoover Dam. So this is the Hoover Dam, which is massive, right? So you can see how big it is, right? So that drop there, let me hang on, stay on that picture there. Go back. Oh, you can't go back. Right, stay on that picture now. Oh, you can't go back. Anyway, there's the generators. It's made a film, I realise this, of inside. So the Hoover Dam, built in 1931 to 36, idea of Herbert Hoover, not J. Edgar, and cost $50 million then, which is equivalent to about $700 million today. And it basically diverted the River Colorado, and you can see the huge turbines there. And it produces so much power. It produces 4 terawatt hours every year, right? So 4 terawatt hours, that's equivalent to something like 5% of UK's energy. So that's how much that thing is producing by itself. And the Hoover Dam, basically, without it, you'd have no energy in that whole area of southwest America. So it covers bits of Arizona, Nevada, and obviously California. Now, what I didn't realise about the Hoover Dam is that actually, without the Hoover Dam, you wouldn't have LA. You wouldn't have the film industry. You wouldn't have all the crops of California because the Colorado River is diverted and that produces all the great sort of farmland. We saw loads of amazing farmland with orange groves and stuff like that. And so the weird thing is, here we have a decision that was made 80 years ago, costing a lot, a great feat of engineering to divert a river and all that, all to create renewable energy, hydropower. Now, the Hoover Dam is so big that it can carry on. I don't know where I've gone. I'm sort of sitting here. Here we go. Yeah, the Hoover Dam is so big, it can carry on producing power if all people left, right? If they just stopped maintaining it and they walked out, it would keep producing power for the next 100 years by itself. That's pretty damn impressive, isn't it? And it does show you, if you have the will, which they certainly had all that time ago, you can build massive renewable power projects. So my question is very simple. Why, when the technology is so much better in 2018 than it was in 1931, when we've got all of the facts and figures of how much power we can generate, why aren't these massive projects being done? And there can be only one reason, and that is political will. Yeah, there isn't the political will to do it. Because if you really want to do it, what they proved back just after, well, in the midst of the Depression, was you can do something that's massive infrastructure, not only that provides power, and they were very forward thinking in how much power they were going to get and what it was going to do, but also they realised that if you have a recession, as they had a terrible recession after the crash of 29, what's the best way to get people working? So the Hoover Dam was built by workers from all over America who got guaranteed wage. And as we enter the world of Brexit uncertainty, I would say, why don't we try and do something similar? Go and build something. So there you go. Oh, podcasters, I forgot to say hello. If you're listening to this, hello, podcasters. I was just showing pictures of the Hoover Dam. You can look it up on the internet. Anyway, all good. Right, moving on. Our next story today is all about Uber and Nokia. Now, they are just two of the names who've joined forces in a big new business alliance, which is all about tech companies, and they want to curb greenhouse emissions. So they've turned up with 21 companies, including Nokia, Uber, HP, various names like that, and it's called the Step Up Declaration. I quite like that. Step up to the plate. And what they're trying to say is that as technology companies, they should take the lead in decarbonising. So by 2020, I think they're going to set through their policies of what they're going to do to try and get their whole supply chain and all they're doing to be as decarbonised as possible. In fact, try and go completely decarbonised, which I think is, you know, okay, you could say, well, that's a lot of given out by big companies. But actually, if they do sign up to these commitments and they do something, tech companies are where our energy is being used. I think, was it last week, the week before? Was it last week you did the story about the IT and how much a printer keeps?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? So there you go. So if you can save the energy there, maybe these techie companies should be doing it. And finally this bit, we're going back to the States to talk about its crude oil production, which has now surpassed, get this, Saudi Arabia and Russia. Now look, there's some nodding donkeys. We saw these in California. So the same bit where we saw you know, masses of renewable power. We saw huge wind farms, we saw huge solar arrays, but they had tons of these nodding donkeys. And it's pretty clear that America is now producing loads of crude oil, both through fracking and through traditional drilling. In fact, they've overtaken Saudi Arabia for the first time in over 20 years, and they've taken over Russia as well. So you now have Texas and the Gulf of Mexico so rich in crude oil, and it shows you this thing that we saw out there in America, which is, you might say, you know, Trumpety Trump. Actually, where's my Trump? Can you go and get my Trump? He's on my desk.
Oh, no.
Go and get my Trump. I'll bring Trump in a second. He's sitting on my desk, Johnny. Whatever you say about Trumpety Trump and what he's doing, you can see why they don't really have an issue about their energy, because not only have they got so much land. Is he there? We got my, yeah, give him there. There he goes. Ta-da! Elvis Trump. Let's get him there. Zoom in. Zoom in. Tia, zoom in on old Elvis Trump. Tia's just joined us. She's not great with the camera work right now. Go on, focus, girl. Focus. Focus. Focus on his face. On the Trump.
Take that for a sec.
Okay, look, this show is falling apart as we speak. Here we go. Here we go. All those years at university. Learning to focus. No, we keep going. This is going to go on forever. I like this. We're not going to stop till Tia focuses on Trumpy's head.
It's autofocus.
Oh, God. Look, hang on. Turn off the autofocus. There we go. There we go. Go on, Tia. You can do it. Yay! Viva Las Vegas. Anyway, Trumpety Trump. I'm holding up a bobblehead for people who are listening on the podcast. Right, so Trumpety Trump, you can go back to focus. Trumpety Trump has basically obviously gone against what everyone said, you know, the Paris Climate Accord, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, it's all about energy needs. And America has more energy than it needs. And what we saw in California was really interesting. You saw oil and gas, like this story says, plenty of it. But you also saw people investing in huge solar farms. I couldn't tell you the scale of it. I mean, we drove for about 10 minutes and it was still the same solar farm. Masses and masses of wind turbines. So however much we criticise America, you can see that with what they've got, they're doing all three things. They're using their renewable power. They're using things like hydropower with the Hoover Dam. They're using plenty of renewable energy, but they're also using their oil and gas. Whether that's the right thing, I can't say. It's everyone's choice whether we should continue with the oil and gas, but you can see why they do it, because they can claim, okay, fine, you can criticise us for using oil and gas, but look how much renewable energy we're producing as well. So I think that's all very interesting. So if you have any comments, then drop us a line. It's fuse@energylivenews.com, or use the Twitter hashtag and do loads of stuff. Hashtag, says Pri, she's like waving. All right, hashtag short fuse. She took my charger and now she's telling me what to do in my show.
You're so with it.
I'm so with it. Anyway, enough of that. Onto the banter box.
Fine.
We'll stick it somewhere.
I have.
Right. Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm just... Hello, everyone.
I'm just looking at Johnny's shirt.
Yeah, it's pinker than yours.
It's not pink, it's more orange. I'm wearing a very nice kind of sort of strawberry jam checkerboard pink
Yeah.
for
Maybe I should undo a
podcasters.
couple more buttons.
Not really, no one wants to see that.
Thank you.
Right, how have you been?
Fantastic, of
Yeah.
course. Missed you.
I bet you did. Bet the two of you missed me, didn't you?
We did, but, you know, we managed.
Did you have more
As
banter last
always.
week?
Yeah, a lot of banter.
I didn't think there was that much.
The
There was a little
stat-
bit.
The stats went wild.
Did they?
Yeah. Our reach.
Your reach was mainly from your mother again. Anyway, right, now, talking
Sorry,
about
Mum.
reach. Sorry, Mum. Hello, Mother. We're very Irish in the office right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are.
Takeover.
Takeover. So we've just had Tia join us. Say hello, Tia.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. Hello. She's like, hello. I'm at Sainsbury's normally, but I'm here today.
Tia, you've got to fight back.
She joined us. Anyway, so Tia's joined us, but we've now got a war between Rob and Tia, because we've got the North of Ireland versus
Sectarian
South.
conflict.
It's sectarian conflict in the office. And Jeff is overseeing it all as the plastic paddy. Talking about overseeing things,
The warden at
the warden,
HMP
did you like it?
Dovegates. I loved it. I was ready.
He's overseeing.
He's overseeing a TV recycling program
I love
at
this.
HMP Lovegates,
Right.
which is one of Her Majesty's finest prisons. And yes,
You've not been, of course,
No,
not for a visit.
I wouldn't.
We might try and go and visit it, though. This story
I
is
wouldn't
great.
last a second.
Oh, come on. You're harder
Okay,
than you look.
yeah.
Right, go on.
So all these prisoners are showing real conviction.
Oh, God.
Well,
Pre, don't laugh. You're just encouraging.
I think that was a fair sentence.
Oi!
Okay.
You should be jailed for that comment.
So
Anyway,
prisoners at,
Yes.
at the prison.
yes.
They have been allowed to enter this TV recycling scheme, basically,
Right.
which has two purposes. One is obviously to recycle things. TVs are what they're doing. So they're recycling what in a year. The 75 prisoners on the scheme are able to recycle 133,000 television sets,
Okay.
which is a lot.
Yeah.
So they strip out all the glass, plastic, wiring, circuit boards and so on, and all that weighs about 1,500 tonnes. They strip all that out. That gets sent to a recycling depot where it's sorted and then turned into more TVs or other plastic objects. But basically, as well as decreasing waste, it aims to rehabilitate the prisoners as well. So actually, we all know that the reoffending rates are pretty bad in the UK. I don't know actually what they are off the top of my head, but they're over
What a
50%,
surprise.
I believe. But only 2 out of 75 people on this scheme last year reoffended. So
Did they nick TVs afterwards?
they dissembled them and took them home. So.
But
The breed-
I
breed
think I
television.
think it's quite a good thing because they've got to do some work in prison.
Yeah.
Uh,
They work for an enhanced wage.
okay.
Whatever that
fine,
means.
Whatever. But the main thing is they're doing something which is instead of us shipping our TVs off to China and getting some 4-year-old kids to break them apart.
Yeah, they haven't even done anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, fine. So there's a few of that. Are they recycling any batteries or are they just doing...
No, I don't think they're recycling any batteries. It's just the physical parts of the TV, break them down into their raw materials.
I was sold this story that they were recycling batteries behind bars. I thought that's what it was all about. Have you sold me a pup?
Oh, no, it's because in the future they could recycle battery cells.
I've got Figure for you.
So what is the figure reoffending rate? Thank God for pre.
Overall in 2016 was 29.5.
29.5% reoffending rate. Robert, what are you doing with your water?
And that's gone down to about a 3% reoffending rate.
With the TVs?
With this new TVs, yeah.
Okay.
But the reason you thought it was batteries was because I made a really bad battery cell pun on Twitter. That you
God.
obviously read and, didn't pay enough attention to.
Well, I do that with all your stories. Right, moving on.
So
Get me out of jail now.
The next story, I picked it because it's got a fantastic statistic.
Have you actually checked these facts for once?
Of course. I'm a mathematician. So, fossil fuel divestment is
Yes.
actually up. Guess what percentage in the last 4 years? Globally, this is.
Globally?
Yeah.
Up. I'd say up 1,000%.
11,900%.
Whoa, check that out.
Yeah, so that basically Do
Do you want to explain what divestment is?
They should know, they're educated. But divestment is when something
this.
like Islington Council, for instance, if they wanted to divest, they would take money out of, the funds that they have in companies like coal, oil companies, gas companies, they would either take them out, or if they really wanted to divest, they could then reinvest that money in renewable technologies instead.
Well done.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about for once.
Of course. So 4 years ago, global divestment commitments were actually 52 billion. So
Right.
that's the assets that these investors.
This is in dollars, I assume.
Yeah, this
it?
is in dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 52 billion dollars 4 years ago, and that's now 6.2 trillion dollars.
Wow.
So that is a lot. And the main people that have divested are insurers, pension funds, and sovereign wealth funds, which is basically just the country's money. And Ireland has actually been the first country, guys,
There you go. Cheers here.
to divest its sovereign wealth fund, which was just under 9 billion euros.
It was 400 leprechaun coins.
Yeah.
400,000 leprechaun coins. Rob
Yeah.
was looking at me as if he wants to kill me. He's got his little beard. And a bit of a Bitcoin.
Do you want to ask me how many people answered the survey?
Go on, how many
maybe,
people asked me
Or
asked
maybe
the survey?
who conducted the survey?
No, I'm not bothered anymore because you never know.
There were 1,000 respondents, and it was
Oh.
conducted by Arabella Advisors.
Well done.
Yeah. Anyway, on to my favourite subject.
Now this is more my. This is definitely Johnny.
Well, I worked
So we're
from
going
home
to
on Monday,
Yeah, we're going to talk. You went from home on Monday.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. What happened? Did he shit himself?
It's linked to
You
this,
did, didn't
It's
you?
linked to this story, and that's all I'm going to say.
So you got the runs.
Listeria monocytogenes were playing havoc with my lower intestine, yeah.
This is because you eat crap,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Pizza.
Literally.
Pizza.
What do you mean he's a...
Ate too much pizza over the weekend.
You ate too much pizza.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so-
what's this got to do with energy?
Well, that's what I said. But then I read the press release and spoke to the people involved, and they said the
He's such a
Listeria
good journalist, isn't
monocytogenes,
Yes. Yes.
which is a bacteria that's found in the human gut.
Yes.
Researchers have basically looked at this bacteria, realised that when it respires, you're a scientist.
Yes.
Bacteria respire, don't they?
Yes.
Electrons flow
All
out.
living things do
Yeah,
this.
but bacteria,
One of the seven
electrons
functions of living
flow
things.
out of their cell wall.
Yes.
And basically, by capturing these electrons, you can use the bacteria to generate electricity. And these are the bacteria that cause the runs. And so basically, these researchers say the bacteria could be used to create living batteries. So instead of lithium
Will they
ion,
smell of something though?
No, but I guess you wouldn't want it to leak because then it could start
It could
an
be.
outbreak.
It
of,
could be an outbreak.
Dysentery or something.
Yep.
But yeah, so you could
So
create living
poo-powered
batteries.
batteries.
Yeah, or waste-to-energy facilities. So the future
Which
is...
university is this?
Yeah. Cambridge University.
Cambridge
I think.
University?
Yeah.
You sure?
No.
No, you see. I knew it.
Oh no, sorry, I'm short. The University of California, not Cambridge. Slightly different. Yeah.
All right, let's just move on because these two stories together sum up Johnny's life. We've had the runs, and now we move on to beer.
Yeah. Carlsberg. The connoisseurs.
There are the
The
beers.
connoisseurs beer.
Okay, there are other beers out there.
There are.
Yes.
But
Anyway.
if you believe the Carlsberg marketing.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So Carlsberg.
Yes.
Obviously, their beers in 6-packs. Carlsberg usually come in tins.
Yes,
six-packs.
go on. There's
They
people
come in,
having
they
a
come
few
in the
beers.
plastic loops.
Why's he got some, oh, he's got a little bit of... oh, we're missing the translation. He's saying something there.
We're in the way of the
It
translation.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, talk to me about it. He's got a can of beer. What's he going to do?
Right, so the plastic loops, you can see they're missing from
Yeah.
those beers over there because those beers are glued together instead of using
Whoa.
the plastic ring pull kind of
Whoa,
things that get
you
around turtle throats.
Yeah, you split the beers.
Yep, so they're glued together. I was initially quite sceptical. I'm still quite sceptical, but so initially I was sceptical, and I thought in the back of the lorry or being chucked around or whatever, they're just going to snap apart because they're glued together. And if they're designed to twist open, you would have thought they'd fall apart in transport. But apparently they're designed to be quite robust. Whether they're in the fridge or in hot weather, the glue is apparently going to hold them.
But won't your tin be all sticky?
It will reduce 1,200 tonnes of plastic every year.
We had a technical hiccup.
We've had a technical hiccup.
We're still going, but we did lose it for a bit there.
We lost the show for a moment. Hello, viewers, if you're back. On the podcast, it's not going to make any difference to you. But Robert screwed up, so there we go.
Yeah, too many Guinnesses.
Too many Guinness. So anyway, we were talking about Carlsberg.
Yeah, we were talking about Carlsberg. I don't know how much we missed just there, so...
anyway, it doesn't matter. There's some you don't need the little rings that go around.
Carlsberg is now environmentally friendly.
Cool. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right, is that it from you?
Thank God.
That's what we can say.
Yeah.
Now, move off. The true professional will step in. She's here. Well, I'm waiting for her.
Hello.
Here she is.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Look, she's here. How was it last week with him?
Good. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
how about
John's
holding
giving-
the microphone next to you?
No, I want to put it down so it doesn't come right up
Okay.
on
Well,
the camera. As long as Robert can still hear me.
he can.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
How was your trip?
Well, you've seen the photos. The
No,
one thing I
not
haven't
all
shown
of them.
anyone or told anyone is about the gun firing, which was cool, wasn't it?
But we're not showing that.
We're not going to show that.
No.
Right, let's talk about the big gun of politics.
Yep.
See what I did there?
And that is.
Our
Prime
Ladyship
Minister
Theresa May. Go
Yes.
for it.
So, as you might already know, we had the UK's first ever zero? I don't know, something's wrong. Zero Electric Vehicle Summit.
That's right. It was a big one.
Yes, so international in Birmingham, it took place earlier this week. So Theresa May announced £106 million for research and development for electric vehicles, batteries, charging infrastructure.
Yep.
And also 11 countries have signed what they call the Birmingham Declaration because the event took place in Birmingham, I guess.
Birmingham Declaration.
Signed by
Could be
11
worse.
countries.
Could be called the Scunthorpe Declaration. But anyway, yeah.
So basically what they want to do is kind of accelerate the deployment of electric vehicles and smart charging infrastructure. So initially only signed by 11 countries, but that's expected to increase as more countries join forces.
And we were the hosts for this.
Yes,
And
in Birmingham.
old Theresa was hiding from her Brexit woes.
Yes,
giving
for a
it large.
couple of days.
She was hiding away.
For a few hours, I guess.
No, that's good. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a very good thing. And also, while Theresa May, while the Prime Minister announced this, also industry said it will be investing £500 million. So a lot of different businesses,
Look at that.
organisations.
She knows her facts and figures, unlike another reporter.
And they'll be investing it in low emission technologies.
See, I like that. You even know where the money's going.
Yeah, and it's going to create 1,000 jobs. If you didn't know
Oh, boom! Triple whammy.
that. Yeah,
Johnny
so full
just looks
details
on.
our website. Johnny's just smiling.
He is.
away.
Right,
Back.
now, moving on with a car theme again.
Yes, I think this is quite interesting.
Go on.
Because what the government is proposing is to have green number plates. for
Actually
those-
coloured green.
It could be, they haven't decided on the design yet. So green number plates could be coloured front and back, could be coloured only the front, only the back, or could just have a green symbol.
Yeah.
So what they've said is cleaner cars, so
Yes.
taxis, cars, and vans could have green number plates to show that they're clean, less emissions, and also to kind of encourage other people to do the same, to
Okay.
buy electric cars. So they haven't actually, like I said, decided on the design. So what the government has said that it's going to launch a consultation later this year.
God.
So as part of the everything has to do with consultation. I mean, the amount of consultations we've had this year is I can't even.
We had one on
get my head
hiring
around it.
Tia, didn't we? We had a consultation on him. Freddie was against it.
I thought that was meant to be a
Yeah,
secret,
it was
but I
meant
guess
to
not
be.
anymore.
He was against the extra ginger in the office. Not good.
Um,
So green number
Yeah,
plates.
so-
I like it.
yeah, I think
Can I have carrot one?
could.
Turnip 3. Spud, you like? Get it, Rob? Sounds good.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is also that if you have this green number plate, you will be able to drive on bus lanes. You'll be able to drive on low emission lanes.
There we go. That's what it's all
So-
about. Privilege for the rich green elite. That's what it'll be. Anyway, I'll put that there.
I'm neutral on that
You're neutral,
stance.
of course.
Yes, so consultation later this year, so keep an eye out because we'll be running more stories
Fine.
on
As
this.
soon as we get one, we'll stick it on a car that Pre can't drive. That's good.
Let's move on to the next story.
And finally, one of them.
Drive.
Yeah,
I can
okay,
drive.
all right, yes.
I'll
yeah.
argue I can drive.
Yeah, but not legally. Right, so now the bulb price rise.
Bulb, yes.
So tell people about Bulb if they don't know who Bulb are.
is a small energy supplier.
Yes.
Been around for a few years now. It's got around 750,000 customers. I think it's done really well considering it's...
No, it's got a good name out there.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
100% green electricity supplier.
But,
But it has announced its third price rise this year.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I know we've had other Big Six suppliers
Yeah.
announce 2 price rises this
Harry,
year.
get the phone.
But Bulb has announced, I think it might be the first supplier to announce a third.
Yeah,
Price
it
rise
is.
for the
I'm
third
sure.
time this
Exactly.
year.
So what does that tell us?
So this is going to increase bills for 102 by 102 pounds for 750 customers. Typical bill will be about 1,025 pounds a year. But it claims that it's still cheaper, despite the fact that it's increasing for the third time
than some of the Big
than the
Six
typical
standards.
Big Six variable tariff. So obviously, there's nothing to do with the fixed tariff.
But it does show you that all this chat about loads of suppliers and you'll get lower prices, it's not true because the market forces apply across the board.
It's not just the Big Six, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because people give a lot of, there's a lot of criticism for the Big Six when they increase prices. But it seems like this wholesale, the reason is because of wholesale costs going up. And that's what Ofgem has said as well when it increased its price for vulnerable customers. And it seems like it's not just hitting the Big Six, but everyone across industry.
That's all I can say about
I
that.
think that is it.
Would you like to do the promo for
Yes,
stories?
so for stories, if you've got any interesting stories for us to write about or even come along and film, send it through to stories@energylivenews.com.
She's very keen because she's going up to see some turbines now. You pulled
Hopefully,
rank,
yes.
didn't you?
Next.
On Johnny.
Yeah, we had a civilized discussion on
And
that.
she said, I'm going.
And yes, I said I'm going.
Thank you, Pri.
Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.
Bye. She's so polite. Look. Right, can you reframe? Reframe, Tia. Come on. Come on, Tia. Come on, Tia. Has she done her job yet, Rob? God. Should be serving bagels. Serving bagels. Right, let's get on with our diary dates. Starting with next Wednesday, the Power Ride. Boom, boom, boom. It is there. It is upon us. We're all going. Tia, can you ride a bike?
Yes, I can.
Good, thank God for that. So we're going to go riding. We're going to be riding for National Arthritis Research, and we're going to be raising money for rheumatoid arthritis. For every kilometre, we'd like you to get involved and donate £1. You can do it by coming along to the Redbridge Cycle Centre next Wednesday. We'll be there from about 9:30 in the morning. The team will be riding. Even Johnny will be riding this year, because what he did last year was poor by his Herculean normal efforts.
I will beat anyone.
You will beat
That's a
anyone.
challenge.
Right, all right, he'll take you on and he'll do more laps than anyone else. So please come along. And if you're not there, don't worry, you can still donate. Go to our pages, click the link, it'll take you to our Virgin Money Just Giving page where you can make a donation. Then moving on to Expo, which is coming up on the 31st of October. Now, we've been getting in touch. Harry's been getting in touch with lots of you. Please make sure you register. We have got an incredible lineup. Not only have we got Claire Perry, but we have 3 amazing CEOs to speak on our panel afterwards. Ian Funnell of ABB, Beatrice Bigois of EDF, and Martin Pibworth of SSE. We're hoping we'll have one more big name to announce, but there will be 30 sessions there all through the day. There will be an energy clinic you can have a look at. There will be a cafe where you can network. We're going to have tons and tons of stuff about the 3 big themes, which is security of supply, you know, who will be doing their energy independently and what is the technology we'll be using. All things that matter to us, matter to you as an end user. And remember, if you're an end user, it is absolutely free. So please make sure you come along. And then at the end of the year, in December, we have ELPA, which is our Personality of the Year awards, and you can enter those right now. That's about it, I think. Any shout-outs, Freddie? No. Not even Kevin Corcoran, because he's very tired. He's not watching, because he spent the whole time with me on holiday, and he was knackered. He didn't. Actually, we did drink a bit, didn't we, Kev? Not too much. But he really didn't do anything, except with that girl, but I can't remember her name. We won't talk about that. Was it Sandy? Yeah, that was it, basically. And finally, here's a GIF. This will make you laugh. There's Homer diving into the trees because it's National Leave Work at After Short Fuse Day. There you go. Supposed to have left at 4. Is that right today? Yeah, ain't happening here. Do tune in again next week. Download the podcast. Listen. Make us a favourite. We're on Spotify now as well, so you can get us on there. Keep going on all of that. Please get in touch. The reporters are looking for your stories. We'll see you all next week after we've done the amazing Power Ride. Adios.